Morning everyone, Buck up in a beautiful far north Queensland. I'll give you a look where we are in a minute. Well, this clip has been a long time in the making, let me tell you. Or clips, should I say, because if anyone knows me out there, you know that my clips always run overtime. So I'm going to have to split this one into a few different segments, guys. As I said, this one's been a long time in the making. My review today is on a British combat ration pack, or MRE if you're in America. Okay, it's a 24-hour British, yeah, the Brits call it a ration pack as well, not an MRE. This is a menu 8. So we'll see how we go. Packed on October 2021. Steve W, guys, from Ascot in the UK, sent this over to me. I've had it for ages now and just haven't been able to find the time to do it. And I said to Roz, come on, let's go down to Cowley Beach and I'll knock this clip out of the way. Roz and Raph are over there in their chair looking out to the islands. Absolutely beautiful. You're probably thinking I'm in the bloody Guadalcanal somewhere with all the coconut trees behind me. Let me know if you see any Japs running around in the background, everyone. So I'm going to split this up into 4 segments, everyone. Otherwise this will go for hours. The first one, I'm going to show you basically what is in the ration pack, the British 24-hour ration pack. Then we're going to do breakfast, lunch and dinner, tea or supper, whatever you call it, wherever abouts in the world you are. As a kid I used to call it tea. Now I call it dinner now. I think tea is you've got morning tea and afternoon tea for a cup of tea and biscuits or a bit of cake or whatever. As a kid, Mum always said tea's ready, which means dinner, as a lot of people call it dinner. I think over in Canada, Slacken calls it supper. Supper to us was like a late night tea. It depends where you're from anyway. So we're going to do the breakfast, lunch and dinner, we'll call it. And the first one, I'm going to show you what's in there. Go through the ration pack, show you what's in there and let you know what I'm going to have for breakfast, lunch and dinner menu. I'm tipping this will be very similar to the Australian ration packs, the Kiwi ration packs and all that type of stuff. It won't be anything out of the ordinary. If there's no tea bag in here, I'm going to scale a coconut tree upside down. That's how confident I am that there will be a tea bag in here. Very un-British like, un-Commonwealth like. There was no tea bag in the Canadian ration pack that Slacken sent over, guys. Couldn't believe that. No tea bag in the Canadian ration pack. This being a British one, as I said, if there is no tea bag in here, I'm going to scale one of these coconut trees upside down. That's how confident I am. All right, I'll stop talking shit. I've started already. I'll grab the camera and I'll give you a look where we are, just so you get a bit of an idea. You'll be able to hear the ocean in the background. Absolute glorious day, going to be about 30 today, and the marsh flies have started nailing me already, and I haven't got any fly spray. Righto, let's show you this beautiful spot, eh? Rightio, so not long ago, Roz and I stayed at the Cowley Beach Caravan Park, which is a few hundred metres down that way. That's Dunk Island down there, you can see, off Mission Beach, everyone. South Bernard Islands, or the Sisters Islands over there. And this is where Rafa and Roz are. They're going to spend a couple hours while I do this clip. Roz is hiding, Rafa's there, in the chair with Mum. He doesn't like the marsh flies. Roz has seen something out in the ocean, she doesn't know what it is. Could be a crocodile, could be a turtle, we don't know. It popped its head up before, but there's the Bernard Islands. Look at it, just a not beautiful glass off. We didn't bring the fishing rods either. I've set the hammock up for Roz. And here, further up, is an army training area, guys, where the army come and do all their amphibious training, the Australian Army. And there's been times where one of their, or not aircraft carrier, big LHDs, have been sitting offshore there, and the army do their amphibious training. So the army actually own all that land up there, and when there's exercises on, they close the beach off a little bit further up. And as you can see here, someone's made a chair out of copper's logs, and this is what they use for their amphibious landings, for the vehicles to get up on the beach if it's really soft. They lay those down. They're like a big metal max tracks, I think you probably call those. So the army's obviously left them behind, and someone's made a chair out of them. How cool is that? No shortage of coconut trees. And that's the backdrop there. Coconuts everywhere. This is a good spot, Cowley Beach. I'll go down, give you a quick look at the... I think I might have to go and get the fly spray, because the marsh flies are becoming friendly. I might have to whiz down to the car and grab the insect spray.
No rush.
So there we go. Cowley Beach up there, that's all army land up there. All around to the headland, and behind there's Marillion Harbour. So that's our backdrop for the day, everyone. It's pretty shit, isn't it? How good is it? And down there's the Cowley Beach boat ramp and the Cowley Beach caravan park. This is a beautiful spot to come down and camp, and what a great place to do a little YouTube clip down here, a ration pack review. Just up off the beach. People have been building shelters and cubby houses and all that, all the kids. Right, I might go and grab the insect spray and we'll get into this film clip, eh? Righto, pretty warm day. Rafa's coming over, he hates marsh flies, don't you, mate? Trying to escape the marsh flies. He's scared of them. Righto, we'll make this one part one, and basically all of this, going to go through and show you what's in one of these British ration packs. First of all, I like them. They come in a brown piece of plastic, which is also great because it comes with a carry handle. And one thing I like about this is if you cut it off across there, which I forgot to bring a knife, so I'll have to use the Barry beef, is you can then throw your rubbish. Ration packs have a lot of leftover rubbish, guys, packets and wrappers and all that type of stuff. Not allowed to bury it and that anymore, you've got to carry it out with you. So the one thing I do like about this over the Australian ones, they just come wrapped up in a bit of plastic. These ones have got a proper bag that you can throw your rubbish back into, or you could use that for water collection. If you're pretty smart about it, you can open it at one end, maybe tie that off somewhere and use it for water collection. Okay, think outside the box. There's a lot of different ways in which you could use that. But for now, I'm just going to rip it open because I forgot to bring a knife. Rips off across the top pretty well anyway, look at that. Not too bad. I'll make sure my rubbish goes out at the end of the day. Let's see what's in this British 24-hour ration pack. As I said, this is the menu 8. Now, back in my day, guys, for those new to the channel and don't know anything about me, I did over 20 years in the Australian Army, okay? I was in Signals Corps for most of it. And I was in from 1982, so we're going back a bit now, to 10th of August 1982 I joined, till the 1st of January 2003 when I discharged and then joined the Queensland Coppers. So there's a bit of my background. So I had a great 20 years in the Army, bloody paying for it now, but now a lot of the ration packs and that now, Australia, New Zealand, all come in these pouches, which is fantastic. Back in my day we had cans, and let me tell you, the food was nowhere near as nice as what it is now. We had canned food. The lamb and rosemary was about the only thing edible in there. The rest of it, you had to have a billy goat stomach to eat most of it. It was shite. But the food nowadays, I'll tell you what, it's come a long way. Looks very similar to what you would get in an Australian one. One thing I do like, looks like it's got the same peanut butter as, yeah, there you go, peanut butter. So you'll probably find the British and a lot of the European ration packs and that, you'll have companies out there that make peanut butter and put them into those packets, and then they on-sell them to all the different militaries around Europe or whatever. So you might find that it's in a lot of different languages there. It's in French, and it looks like some Scandinavian language, Norway, all your Scandinavian languages there. So that company there, Orifo, O-R-I-F-O, probably make peanut butter for a lot of different countries for their army ration packs. The Kiwis make a lot of stuff for the Aussie ration packs, if you didn't know. So let's go through, let's see what we got here. So this is a main meal here, and does it come with a heating bag? I do not know, so I've come prepared. I didn't bring any flameless ration heaters here, but what I did is bring the jet boil, and I've brought my old army Cups Canteen steel here, my pan set, and I've also got my old army hexi stove there. So we'll boil some water up soon, because I'm sure there's going to be a tea bag in here, and if there's not, I'm going to look very silly going up one of them coconut trees. Righto, let's get this is an all-day breakfast, okay? It's got beans and sausage and all that type of stuff, so an all-day breakfast. That one sounds really nice off the bat, doesn't it? So normally you'll find in these 24-hour ones, there'll be 2 main meals, one for lunch, one for dinner. What do we got here? Oh, beef burrito style filling with rice. So beef burrito and rice. I am liking this ration pack already, Steve W. Beef burrito, I love Mexican food. Beef burrito and rice. So there we go there. What else have we got? Let's look for a big sachet of something. All right, here's another one. Now, well, here we go. We've got the beef burrito and rice. There's a meal. And this one here is spicy sausage and potato wedges. I am liking this ration pack. My goodness, this sounds very, very nice. Spicy sausage and potato wedges. So that'll be dinner and the all-day breakfast. I'm going to have to try that for breakfast. So we've got a hot meal for breakfast, and we've got 2 hot meals there. Well, they will be hot after I heat them up, for lunch and dinner, or tea, or supper, or whatever you want to call it. Right, what else we got in here? Fruit flavoured drink powder. So I've bought some cold water, and I've also got some normal water for boiling up there. So every ration pack now, guys, has got these isotonic drinks to replace when you're working hard out bush, digging gun pits, digging trenches, running phone line, patrolling, all that type of stuff. Depends what corps you're in. These are fantastic because water, let me tell you, when you're really, really drained of energy, lukewarm water out of your water bottles doesn't cut the mustard. So everyone now puts these fruit flavoured powdered drinks in there, and it gets all the salt and all the electrolytes back into your system. So we'll try that one. Energy drink powder. Here's another one. Energy drink powder there. Black currant. So there's another one there. Peanut butter. So let's hope there's some crackers. I copped some flack last time. There's peanut butter and jam in the Canadian ration pack, and I said they haven't put any crackers in. They said, buck you diddly donk. That's what the little burger bun was for, was to put the jam and peanut butter on. But I still reckon you need some crackers. Has the pommy one got some crackers? I do not know. Some peanut butter there. We'll try that later on. What else we got? Barbecued peanuts. They go in your top pocket for when you're on gun picket or something like that. Bit of a morale booster when you're sitting there on a 2-hour gun picket at 2 o'clock in the morning, looking out at trees. And when you're really tired, they start moving and you think they're the enemy. Anyone ever been that tired that you've hallucinated? I've been there. A couple of times in the army, they just no sleep, hard work, and started hallucinating. Unbelievable. One of them was me subject 2 for sergeant course in signals. They just worked us for a week and did not let us sleep, because in the second week they started testing us on certain stuff, making decisions under stress, making decisions when you're tired, all signals orientated out bush. And I tell you what, it's hard to concentrate and hard to make decisions when you're that tired. And I've actually seen a tree come to life and start running at me. I was hallucinating. It's a freaky feeling, let me tell you, unless you're on into your LSD and shit like that. I've actually done it naturally, guys, from lack of sleep. A lot of army guys out there probably know what I'm talking about. Tropical fruit and nut mix, another one there for snacks later on. The reason I split these up into 4 parts is because I keep telling stories and it drags on forever. What's this thing? This is in some sort of weird, it's in Arabic, it's in 85 different languages. Orange flavoured cake. There you go. We'll have that with a cup of tea later on. Orange flavoured cake. We've got mini cookies, and they sound a bit crumbly. It sounds like the old granny on the production line has hit these ones with a hammer. Back in my day, you used to get cookie sandwich jam filled, was their proper name, ridiculous name, and you used to just pour them out into your hand. They were just crumbs. And if you ever got one whole, you're a lucky person. So mini cookies, we'll give them a go with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. Everyone, I reckon they go overboard on these energy drinks. These 3 of them, and it's the same in the Aussie and the Kiwi and the Canadian ration packs. They do not skimp on the energy drinks, do they? Don't ever put one of them in your water. Trouble is, when you put one of them in your water bottle, you get the flavour in there. Then when you make a cup of tea, you got that flavour through. So sometimes it's better to tip it into a cup and do it that way. And I didn't bring a cup. Oh, I've got the Jetboil cup there I can do it in. Righto, what else we got here? Tutti Frutti flavoured powder drink. I wonder if that's an energy thing too. So Tutti Frutti flavoured drink. What's this thing here? This is something a bit different. Gee, there's a lot of different languages on these European. This has got German and Swedish, I don't know. It's a hot chocolate. So there's hot chocolate there, hot chocolate powder, which goes great, especially over in Europe when you get those cold winters and that. Hot chocolate sometimes is better than coffee, isn't it? It's a real pick-me-up type thing. Please be a tea bag in here. Steve W, if there's no tea bag in here, I'm never speaking to you ever again. There's another good press seal bag, guys, for rubbish, water collection. Press seal bags can really come in handy out bush. I'll tell you another thing you can do with that. Here in Australia, if you're struggling for water and you've got a eucalyptus tree or something, you can put that over. You can put that over, scrunch a heap of leaves and that in there, put it over the tree and leave it out there all day, and the leaves sweat. G'day, Rafa. He said there's a marsh fly, Dad, and I don't like them. And then the water collects down in there, so you could use that for water collection in a survival situation as well. Always good to carry a large black plastic bag, thick bag for that. If you ever run out, you can scrunch the black bag over a bunch of leaves on a tree, wrap it up, and then the leaves sweat and the moisture comes out and creates water, and the water sits in the bottom. What's wrong, buddy? He said, look everyone, he said the marsh flies are getting me and I do not like them. He said, g'day Steve W, how are you? You go over to Mum Suki, because I've got to do a film clip, hey? There you go on. Don't let them worry you. We've got a spork. Oh, that's a good one too. Look at the size of that one. That's a good spork. A spoon and fork crossed. What else we got here? Rafa, stop being a sookie, mate. Go over to Mum. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's a, I think that's a antiseptic wipe to clean your hands. Every ration pack should have that, especially if you've been going to the toilet and you obviously wash your hands, but you're limited with water when you're out bush. So a nice bloody alcohol wipe there to clean your hands. Ahaha. Oh, Rafa, stop being a sookie, mate. What's wrong with you? You go over to Mum. A tea bag. I'm saved, guys. I don't have to go up the coconut tree backwards. Rafa, you would have had to come up with me. Poo tickets. What else we got here? Sugar. That's something that wasn't in the Canadian. Oh, that's coffee, sorry. Coffee, sugar. So plenty of sugar here, which is good. Heaps of sugar. Sweetener. I don't think the Canadian ration pack had sugar in it, did it? From memory? Slacking? I'm not quite sure if it had there. Some chewing gum for afterwards. Another wipe there, and wow, this is good. Some waterproof matches. Some long burn matches with a little flint there, so we'll try and do them when I light up. One thing you do not get, and you probably, oh, this is the best thing in the ration pack, Tabasco or sambal spicy thing, so we'll throw some of that on the main meal. There you go. Like the Australian ration packs, you don't get your stove and your compressed hexamine fuel in the ration packs, guys. Some you do. I think the Americans, they give you that. What you do is that always comes separate to the ration pack. So you used to come through, collect your ration packs, and then you'd always pick up a hexi stove and your hexi and a few other things to go with your ration pack. So even in the Australian Army, that was always extra. You used to pick that up extra. You'd get, like in the Q store, we get 500 ration packs or whatever for an exercise, and then you'd automatically get the appropriate amount of hexi and hexi stoves to go with 500 rations automatically given to you by the supply guys. So that's all. That was extra in the Australian Army too. So I bought my own, because when I boil the water up for a cup of tea later on, or a cup of coffee, I'll do it on the hexi stove, using a steel cup, and I'll use a hexi tablet there. So I'm sure the British are the same. They probably get their compressed fuel separately to their ration packs, guys. So yeah, that's how we do it. I think the Kiwis are the same there. So there you go. That's not a bad looking ration pack. I tell you what, I'm impressed with the main meals there. Spicy sausage and potato wedges, beef burrito and rice, and then an all-day breakfast for breakfast. So wow, really looking forward to trying this. Not too bad. The one thing I didn't see, oh, there's cookies here. There's cookies. coconut biscuit bite. So they're not a savoury, they're a sweet one. I'm trying to find something that the peanut butter will go with. They're trying to, they all confuse me. They're not giving me anything for the peanut butter to go on. Maybe there's something in there when I open it up later and I'll go, the peanut butter can go on that. Worst case scenario, tear the corner off and squirt it into your mouth and eat it straight out of the packet. How good's that? Roz went, yeah, absolutely. So Roz, you want the peanut butter later? You can have that. And we've got some barbecue peanuts, so we'll snack on that throughout the day. Rightio, so tell me what you reckon. Part 1, to keep it nice and short, because as I said, if I put all 4 parts together, guys, this will go for an hour and a half. Another quick story while I'm on part 1. When I was in the Australian Army, there was an exchange program called Exercise Long Look. And Exercise Long Look was a thing that the Australian Army had going with the British Army, and we used to have exchange soldiers. And in 1991, when I was a newly promoted sergeant at 103 Signal Squadron, Laverack Barracks, 3 Brigade in Townsville, a good mate of mine, John Papadopoulos, guys, Pap went over on Exercise Long Look on exchange with the British Army. And he spent 6 months over there with a British Signal Regiment or a Signal Squadron, whatever, and he actually got to go to Germany on exercise. This was during when the Cold War was still on in the mid-80s. So Pap I'm pretty sure the Cold War was still on when Pap went over on Exercise Long Look and actually got over to Germany and got to see the Berlin Wall and all that type of stuff. I hope I'm telling the right story there, Pap, or I'm not getting confused up. But in 1991, we had a British soldier come over to 103 Signal Squadron. He was a technician by trade, and I still remember his name, Steve Holloway. Steve, if you ever see this, mate, by chance, hello, hope you're doing well. Gee whiz, 1991, long time ago. I was his host, and I was supposed to take Steve down to some of the southern signal units and show him around down there. We're at Townsville Airport. We're about to get on a RAAF 707 at the airport, and that's when they used to use the 707s as refuelers. Anyway, one of them speared in, guys, killing all the crew. And we're about to get on a 707, and a RAF officer came out and said, guys, the 70s had just been grounded due to this accident that's just killed 3 or 4 of my mates. He said all the 70s have been grounded. So we went back to Laverack Barracks, and I said to the OC, I said to the boss, I said, I can't get Steve down south. I said all he's done since he's been in Townsville is work and go on exercise and that. He hasn't got to do any good stuff and see anything. And I said, how about you give me a week? How about you give me a week off and I'll show him around the place. I said, seeing as we can't get down to Sydney and Brisbane and that, and the boss said, yeah, righto, Buck, take a week off and show him around. So where'd we go? Airlie Beach, guys. I showed him down to Airlie Beach, and we had a great time. I took him out to the reef, and we were on bloody day trips to the reef and boom netting, and where they put the net out the side of the boat. And we had a fantastic time. Just stayed in a caravan park down at Airlie Beach and used to go out on all the day trips and everything during the day. Steve had a great time on that and got to see one of Australia's most beautiful places, the Whitsundays. So Steve, if you see this, mate, as I said, hope you're doing well. And I'm sure Steve is probably the same as me. He was back in the British Army when they probably still had cans, and I'll tell you what, the food was not as nice as what this looks. That's a pretty impressive menu there. Menu 8, that is very, very impressive. Another one too for the non-military guys, when you go and exercise in a vehicle or whatever, you just throw your ration packs in holus bolus because you've got vehicles to carry them. The infantry boys, and when you're carrying this stuff on your back, we used to go on some exercises where we had to live out of our pack, you break the ration packs down. So what a lot of people used to do is they would break it down, and we had cans back in the day which were a lot heavier and took up a lot more room in your pack. The good thing about these, they're lighter, and you don't have to try and bash the cans down and all that. But look how thin they are as well, guys, and they can slide down in your pack, so you can slip them down in your pack, and they don't take up as much room. Not as bulky when you've got to try and carry the rubbish and everything out. But the infantry boys, what they would do is break their ration packs down, and if they didn't want that they didn't put it in. They'd only pack in their pack what they needed for the exercise and what they thought they'd need. If someone, and that's where the trade come in, everyone break their ration packs down and go, I don't want the all-day breakfast. Who wants to swap a burrito for an all-day breakfast? And someone would go, yeah, I'll bloody swap you. So everyone was always swapping stuff before they went out bush, so that you always had what you like. Now, in the Aussie Army, I'm sure it's the same in the British Army, everyone carried what we called jack rations. So you'd always go to the supermarket a couple of nights before you were going out bush, and you'd buy energy bars, extra chewing gum, stuff like that, 2-minute noodles, all that type of stuff, and we used to call them jack rations. So everyone would always go out with jack rations in their pack, buy some stuff from the supermarket that was a bit nice. Well, back in those days, it's certainly nicer than what we got in our ration packs, but now, boy oh boy, spicy sausage and potato wedges, beef burrito and rice, and an all-day breakfast. I'll tell you what, they're getting a bit spoilt these days. Righto, that's part 1 finished, guys. I'll go and have a rest now. Might take Rafa for a bit of a walk, and then we'll come back and we're going to work out what we're going to have for breakfast. It's definitely going to be the all-day breakfast and a cup of tea, I reckon. What do you reckon? Righto, see you soon in part 2.